Actually, this is the real time where Rwanda now is kicking in and getting to the technological approaches into its processes. And if you're looking at where are we getting into technology, it's most in the education system, where the technological guys are trying to invent using different formulas. And the RSB now is trying to get into academic system to ensure that whatever is being invented is within the universal control. Otherwise, something else could happen at every stage. So we want things to be standard, be promoted, though they are prototype, but when tested, they are in accordance with international standards of safety of robotics.
Right. And so let's talk about this campaign period. What is happening within this period?
RSB is trying to make people aware of existing technology, especially when we are targeting the productivity and the quality of what we're producing. We are targeting big markets. We are targeting big volumes. But which means do we need to use to ensure we are meeting our targets? And that's when we want to encourage industries trying to look at different levels of manufacturing, of agro-processing, to ensure whatever they are making is of good quality, consistency in quality, and of volume, of course, in quantity.
Right. Most of the time when we talk about the Industrial Revolution, we're always looking at technological issues with technicalities. And even those in the sector sometimes are actually, decrying the lack of enough knowledge in the sector. Now, we're talking about Standards Board officials who probably are not well versed in technological matters specific. Talk to me about how this is a challenge for you as far as now having the know-how of even how robotics works to be even able to check the standards of whether this will be harmful to human or not.
RSB in setting up the standards, they use international reference standard system. This is the ISO standard in Europe, in the US, and everywhere. And where we're compiling the standards, we make sure that we are in compliance with other existing platforms of the standards. And in terms of knowledge and capacity, we are trying always to build the capacity of technicians and experts so that to have local hubs of experts who will be always checking the performance of the systems to know where they are deviating from the normal lines and try to make sure we are getting the local staff here.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you are, telling us that you have the technical know-how and you're ready to roll when it comes to checking for standards for robotics.
Yeah, like running for technological advance is always a process.
Yeah.
Today you are doing these things and tomorrow another invention is coming in response to the global demand.
Yeah.
And for you, you will need to go back and understand that operations and then come back and update your system. It's all about the process. I can't say today we have full 100% okay with in terms of understanding the robotic system, but as they emerge, we're also trying to push ourselves to that ribbon.
Right,
yeah.
Which is fair enough. Tell me, what's your biggest migraine in all this process?
I don't think we have already getting to that stage. We are at the early stage where we want people first to understand the global trend in terms of robotics and in general in technological approach in the value chains. Yeah. But I think, we are not that far.
You're not that far. And so probably when I say migraine, I mean the biggest headache, the biggest challenge that you're facing as an institution in executing this job of checking for standards when it comes to technological staff.
As I said earlier, the main challenge is basically our capacity of understanding what is happening on a global level and how to actually the skills, technical skills. I don't mean the education skills, I mean the technical skills. If we are manufacturing something, do I have the necessary capacity to assemble or to make something real? This is the main challenge. Do we understand the standards? How can I translate the standard requirement into a product that meets that particular standard? This is the main challenge we're always facing, and that's why you see all these campaigns are taking place around the country to make sure that at least people starting to get aware of what is happening and how to translate the standards into a real product for sale.
Talk to me a bit about, probably not just me, but probably someone watching and has the money in the pocket or in the bank and says, I'm ready to actually invest in the Standards Board through this whole process. What is that you'll be needing if the investment is concerned?
Rwanda Standards Board is a government institution. Of course, we're having stakeholders we're working with, especially in supporting the industry and the other stakeholders or other people involved in the value chain.
Yeah, so since you're government owned, you are okay?
No, I don't mean we are okay, we have money, but For us, we understand the gap where it is, and we know where we need to prioritize.
Where's the gap?
Sector. The gap is mainly first at the early stage in knowledge-based things, and then we go for understanding to transform things, and then the later to certification.
Right. And so probably let's talk of the end result that you're expecting out of this campaign, moving forward at the end of this period of this campaign. Some people will say, we'll just go back and fold our hands and say, voila, we are done with the period. So what next? That's
a very interesting question. We are expecting to see people coming out at RSB and seeking if somebody is manufacturing a given robot or drone, what is the applicable standard do I need to comply with to ensure that whatever my product I'm putting on the market could easily reach the market, even international market. We want to also, we're expecting as well to see the stakeholders and the other business operators to come and see where they integrate it, because the development is about the process, and different people play different roles in the same value chain. There is electronics, as we said, there is people making assembly, designing, manufacturing, energy, electricity. So everybody can play a big role in assembling this until it is sold. For us, we will be happy to see whatever we are making in Rwanda is commercial.
It's commercial and it's in good standards.